Module 3. The planets in detail. There are 10 major planets in your birth chart which we spoke about earlier. They are the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. The planets are split into two categories. We have the outer planets and the inner planets. The inner planets are Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. The outer planets are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. The inner planets move quickly and directly impact our unique personalities' day-to-day experiences, moods, and habits. The outer planets move slowly and change sign every 1 to 15 years. As the outer planets move so slowly, on their own they do not add a lot of information to the birth chart. The outer planet influence on their own is a more generational influence than an individual influence. The outer planets influence quite strongly on an individual level, when closely connected to the inner planets by aspect. A look at the planets, more closely. The Sun. One. The element is fire. 2. It governs the sign Leo. 3. Changes sign every 30 days. 4. Represents the self, who you are to those who know you best, the true you, and it also rules your physical. 5. Rules the 5th house. 6. Orbit, 1 year. 7. Nature, masculine. 8. Exaltation, Aries. 9. Fall, Libra. 10. Detriment, Aquarius. 11. Color, orange. 12. Metal, gold. 13. Day, Sunday. 14. Body parts, heart. The sign that your sun was in when you were born gives your sun sign, which is the basis for newspaper horoscopes. However, newspaper horoscopes assume that your sun sign is the most dominant planet, and your sun sign is in the first house. This may not be the case, and therefore going on just your horoscope can be misleading. We will go into more detail later on in the course, however, make a mental note for now. The sign that the sun is in shows you your life purpose, and how you leave your mark on the world. The house that the sun is in shows the types of experiences that contribute towards your sense of individuality, and the areas of life you can be proud of. Harmonious aspects between the sun and other planets encourage a sense of well-being, while more challenging aspects show obstacles that need to be overcome to develop that sense of well-being. A poorly aspected sun makes self-expression and achievement difficult. The moon. One. The element is water. 2. It governs the sign Cancer. 3. It moves through the signs every 2 to 5 days. 4. Represents your emotional self, what you need for emotional stability and security. How you express yourself emotionally. It also rules your home/family and internal foundation/core. 5. Rules the 4th house. 6. Orbit, 28 days. 7. Nature, feminine. 8. Exaltation, Taurus. 9. Fall, Scorpio. 10. Detriment, Capricorn. 11. Colors, silver and white. 12. Metal, silver. 13. Day, Monday. 14. body parts, breasts, stomach, and womb. While the sun rules the daytime, the moon rules the night. As both the sun and moon light the skies, they are called luminaries. The sign that the moon is in shows how you express your emotions and respond to your environment. The house that the moon is in shows which areas of life you feel the most comfortable. The aspects to the moon from the other planets show how you deal with the influence of others and how you handle relationships. Understanding your moon will help you to understand yourself and your reactions to other people. Moon phases. The moon changes from new to full, and back to new again during each cycle. A moon heading to full is referred to as waxing moon, and one going to new, a waning moon. The type of moon you were born under describes your character in general terms. Your chart shows what sort of moon you were born under. New moon. Next to sun or up to 45 degrees ahead. Your actions and reactions are more instinctive than consciously decided, and you relish stating something new. You meet a lot of obstacles in life, and often suffer from déjà vu. You like to do things your own way. You tend to act spontaneously and instinctively. Waxing crescent moon. 45 to 90 degrees ahead of sun. You act based on instinct and enjoy something new. You may have to struggle against inertia. First quarter moon. 90 to 135 degrees ahead of sun. You sometimes find it hard to accept your feelings. You like to feel in control of situations and may try to control people too. Strong-willed, you are ready to fight for what you want. Waxing gibbons. 135 to 180 degrees ahead of sun. You are receptive to ideas, which could help your progress, no matter where they come from. A hard worker, you want to improve yourself, and find some meaning to your place in society. Full moon. 180 to 135 degrees opposite sun. Your reaction to people and events are more consciously decided than instinctive, and you consider how your actions affect others. You want everything to be perfect, but the important people in your life cause you problems. People often come to you with their problems. You seek balance and moderation in your life, and often feel obliged to compromise. Being in a relationship is extremely important to you. You can be highly objective and clear-minded. Waning gibbons, disseminating, moon. 135 to 90 degrees behind the sun. You cut towards people and events in a consciously considered way. Your thoughts and beliefs motivate you, rather than instinct. You are able to express yourself well and teach others. Last quarter or third quarter moon. 95 to 45 degrees behind sun. You act towards people and events in a conscious and considered way. You have strong opinions and principles, and can be highly rebellious. Waning crescent balsamic moon. Less than 45 degrees behind sun. Your reactions to people and events are conscious and considered. You are especially drawn to groups connected with humanitarian causes. You may have a sense of predestination, and are likely to feel drawn to your past. You are motivated by a strong desire to understand yourself and the meaning of life. Mercury. One. The element is Earth. 2. It governs the sign Virgo and Gemini. 3. It moves through the signs every 13 or 14 days. 4. Rules the mind, how you communicate and express yourself and connect with your immediate environment. 5. Rules the 3rd and 6th house. 6. Orbit, 88 days. 7. Nature, neutral. 8. Exaltation, Virgo. 9. Fall, Pisces. 10. Detriment, Sagittarius. 11. Colors, striped and spotty mixtures. 12. Metal, Mercury. 13. Day, Wednesday. 14. Body parts, tongue, hands, shoulders, lungs, nervous system and circulation. Mercury is the only planet that has no gender. It's thought of as neutral, and changes the way it acts according to how it relates to other planets in your birth chart. Mercury can only be in the same, or adjacent sign to your Sun. If it's in the same sign, the way you think and communicate is consistent with your fundamental character traits. If it's in a different sign, this suggests conflict between your basic character and your mentality. When in a positive state, Mercury can indicate a quick logical mind, wit, humor, eloquence, good memory, organizational, talent, craftsmanship, and adaptability. When in a negative state, it suggests learning difficulties, nervousness, fickleness, speech impediments, lying, cunning, or craftiness. The sign that Mercury falls in shows how you communicate with people. The house that Mercury falls in shows the area of life where you're best able to communicate. Aspects between Mercury and other planets change the way it manifests. Understanding Mercury will help you to understand how you connect with others and where potential communication problems could lie. Mars. One. The element is fire. 2. It governs the signs Scorpio and Aries. 3. It moves through the signs every 2 months. 4. Represents our energy and drive, what drives you to take action and how you take that action when you do. 5. Rules the 1st house. 6. Orbit, 687 days. 7. Nature, masculine. 8. Exaltation, Capricorn. 9. Fall, Cancer. 10. Detriment, Libra and Taurus. 11. Color, red. 12. Metal, iron. 13. Day, Tuesday. 14. Body parts, arteries, blood and muscles. In a man's birth chart, it may show his attitude towards other men, and towards masculinity. In a woman's birth chart, it often shows the kind of men she is attracted to. When in a negative state, it suggests a confrontational attitude, impulsive action, and being accident-prone. The sign that Mars is in represents the particular way in which you express your energy. The house that Mars is in shows where you most strongly express your energies. Venus. 1. The element is air. 2. It governs the sign Taurus and Libra. 3. It moves through the signs every 30 days. 4. Represents money and relationships, what you value, your approach to relationships and commitment. It also rules the other people in your life. It also rules the feminine. 5. Rules the 2nd and 7th house. 6. Orbit, 225 days. 7. Nature, feminine. 8. Exaltation, Pisces. 9. Fall, Virgo. 10. Detriment, Aries and Scorpio. 11. Colors, sky color and green. 12. Metal, copper. 13. Day, Friday. 14. Body parts, kidneys. When the Sun and Venus are in different signs, you act differently with your loved one compared with others. The sign that Venus falls in describes the sort of people you attract, and how you conduct your love life. She reveals the role you take on when you want to attract love. The house where Venus falls shows in what area of life you're most sociable, and how you express yourself socially, romantically and artistically. The aspects that Venus makes to other planets in your chart modify how Venus works. Difficult aspects can indicate laziness, dependence on others and a lack of enterprise. Jupiter. One. Element is air. 2. It governs the signs Sagittarius and Pisces. 3. It moves through the signs every 12 to 13 months. 4. Represents expansion, how and where you can expand in your life and use opportunity. It also rules your beliefs and higher learning. 5. Rules the 9th house. 6. Orbit, 12 years. 7. Nature, masculine. 8. Exaltation, Cancer. 9. Fall, Capricorn. 10. Detriment, Gemini. 11. Color, purple. 12. Metal, tin. 13. Day, Thursday. 14. Body parts, liver, thighs. When in a positive state, Jupiter can indicate wisdom and experience, a sense of humor, goodwill, and mercy. When in a negative state, it suggests excess, blind optimism, excess, and overindulgence. The sign that Jupiter is in represents confidence, and how you can grow and be fulfilled. It also shows your higher level of thinking, and your views on issues such as religion, philosophy, and social issues. The house that Jupiter is in describes where and how you accumulate material assets, power, and status. Saturn. One. The element is Earth. 2. It governs the sign Capricorn and Aquarius. 3. It moves through the signs every 2.5 years. 4. Represents limitation, the lessons you have to learn, and where you can struggle in life until you learn them. It also rules your goals and responsibilities. 5. Rules the 10th house. 6. Orbit, 29 years. 7. Nature, masculine. 8. Exaltation, Libra. 9. Fall, Aries. 10. Detriment, Cancer. 11. Colors, gray and black. 12. Metal, lead. 13. Day, Saturday. 14. Body parts, bones and teeth. While Jupiter expands, Saturn constricts and is concerned with restriction and limitations. Saturn is associated with your father and authority figures, and the rules they make that affect your life. When in a positive state, Saturn brings patience and structure. When in a negative state, it suggests a pessimistic viewpoint and unwarranted fears. The sign that Saturn is in describes the tasks that you need to master to become successful in life. The house that Saturn is in shows where your fears and worries are likely to be most strongly expressed. Uranus. One. The element is fire. 2. It governs the sign Aquarius. 3. It moves through the signs every 7 years. 4. Represents change, how and where you experience or create changes in your life. It also rules independence and your hopes and dreams for the future. 5. Rules the 11th house. 6. Orbit, 84 years. 7. Nature, masculine. 8. Exaltation, Scorpio. 9. Fall, Taurus. 10. Detriment, Leo. 11. Color, turquoise. 12. Metal, uranium. 13. Day, Monday. 14. Body parts, nervous system, ankles and calves. As Uranus moves so slowly, the aspects it makes to other planets are more important than its position in your chart. When it connects with other planets in your chart, it colors them with willfulness, quirkiness, and originality. It also shows where you refuse to blend in with others in areas of unpredictability and difference. When in a positive state, Uranus describes your particular brand of genius and inspiration. When in a negative state, it can describe erratic and bizarre behavior. The house that Uranus in shows, where you are most likely to rebel. Neptune. 1. The element is water. 2. It governs the sign Pisces. 3. It moves through the signs every 14 years. 4. Represents spiritual self, how and where you connect spiritually. It also rules how and where you may struggle to be realistic. 5. Rules the 12th house. 6. Orbit, 185 years. 7. Nature, feminine. 8. Exaltation, Leo or Cancer, depending on authors. 9. Fall, Capricorn or Aquarius, depending on authors. 10. Detriment, Virgo. 11. Color, sea green. 12. Metal, platinum. 13. Day, Sunday. 14. Body parts, feet, circulation and parathyroid glands. As Neptune moves so slowly, the aspects it makes to other planets are more important than its position in your chart. The sign placement of Neptune at your time of birth represents your dreams and illusions, spiritual urge and urge to escape. When in a positive state, Neptune describes your dreams and inspirations. When in a negative state, it can describe deception, trickery, deceit, guilt and addiction. The house that Neptune is in shows how you like to escape from the world. Pluto. 1. The element is water. 2. It governs the sign Scorpio. 3. It moves through the signs every 12 to 31 years. 4. Represents transformation, how and where you experience and create deep transformations in your life. It also rules shared resources and what you hold deep inside. 5. Rules the 8th house. 6. Orbit, 248 years. 7. Nature, masculine. 8. Exaltation, Aries or Pisces, depending on authors. 9. Fall, Libra or Virgo, depending on authors. 10. Detriment, Taurus. 11. Colors, black and brown. 12. Metal, plutonium. 13. Day, no given day. 14. Body parts, sex organs and bladder. As Pluto moves so slowly, the aspects it makes to other planets are more important than its position in your chart. Pluto represents endings and new beginnings, as well as spiritual growth and rebirth. It can show an obsessive desire for power and control and general destructiveness. Pluto shows the ways in which you face the need to make fundamental changes in your life. It shows aspects of yourself that you keep hidden from view, your compulsions and obsessions, and your self-destructive streak. It also shows in what ways you are intuitive, searching, and powerful. In your birth chart, each planet will be positioned in a sign and in a house. The strength of influence of each planet in your chart will also be different to each other. We can therefore list the planets in order of strength. From this list, we can determine your dominant planet, the strongest planet in your chart, dominant sign, and dominant house. It is possible to have several dominant planets, signs, and houses depending on the strength distribution of your chart. Knowing your dominant planets, signs, and houses will help you to focus on what planets, signs, houses, and aspects truly influence your birth chart and therefore your personality and life. Horoscopes assume your sun is your dominant planet, your sun sign is your dominant sign, and your sun sign is in the first house, and the first house is your dominant house. This may not be the case and you may have the influence of different signs, planets, or houses in your chart that are not the same as your sun, sun sign, and first house. This would mean that your horoscope does not reflect the true you. For example, you may know that your sun sign is Aries, and therefore you look at Aries horoscopes. Remember, looking at an Aries horoscope assumes that your dominant planet is the sun, and your dominant sign is Aries, and the sun sign of Aries is in the first house, and the first house is the dominant house. When you run your birth chart, you may find that your sun sign of Aries is in the fourth house and your dominant planets are first Moon, second Venus, and third Mercury. For example, you may find your moon sign is Pisces and it is in the 10th house. Your Venus sign is in Pisces and it is in the 10th house. Your Mercury is in Taurus and it is in the second house. In this example, Pisces would be the dominant sign, the moon would be the dominant planet, and the 10th house the dominant house. This may cause you to have more of a Pisces-influenced personality, and less of an Aries-influenced personality. Also, you would have a dominant moon personality, which may cause you to be more emotional than a dominant sun personality. The area in life that is expressed more will be 10th house issues instead of first house issues. We will look at the signs and houses in more depth later on in the course.